reality is, and this is what people don't want to accept. Your salary is directly tied to the uniqueness of your skill set.
You believe that?
100%. 100%. There is a reason why Jay-Z gets paid to just rap a certain type of way, because nobody could rap like Jay-Z.
Okay, so what about the people who can rap just as well but don't have $1 billion?
They will eventually start to rise based on the uniqueness of
Well,
their ability.
there's dudes, as we know, that came up with Jay that don't have the bag that Jay got.
Who are also not as good as Jay. You
There's some
know,
people who
like
thought-
I interviewed Sauce Money, and Sauce Money was dope, but he's not Jay-Z dope.
Yeah, but okay, Busta Rhymes,
Okay.
in my opinion, just as dope. If
As
not
Jay-Z?
in area, and been around longer, yes. Verse for verse, ability, lyrical, like Busta Rhymes is one of the dopest to ever do it.
Okay.
He don't got $1 billion. He good. He rich. Like,
He's rich.
yeah. But that's and you know we're counting pockets right now. But I'm just saying only reason why I say that too, because even in athletics is a prime example to where we know there are people that are far superior athletes that'll never even make it to the league, that just didn't get, like, is Jordan the greatest to ever touch a basketball? He the only one with $1 billion. like there's some other
But
variables that played into
There's
that.
lots of variables. And this is what I'm saying. It's the uniqueness of your skill set. Nick Cannon's skill set isn't just making people laugh,
Right.
or entertaining people. There is the fact that he could actually run a company.
Right.
The fact that he could multitask.
Right.
The fact that he could
So you're not saying they're the
manage
greatest. You're just saying their skill set is unique.
people. Unique.
Their
The
uniqueness.
uniqueness of their ability. Most managers, when you look at the CEOs, their skill set is usually not directly tied to that business. It's based on
They're
their
good at
ability
managing people.
to manage people and get a bunch of people to move in one single direction. This is not a skill set that you just are born with one day. It
Right.
takes decades to develop that.
I agree.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whereas a janitor, if that janitor dies, you can replace him with another janitor the next
janitor.
day.
Yeah.
And they will do the same more or less janitor job that
That's
guy
wisdom
did.
right there, man.
No, for real. So,
Yeah.
when you talk about when people say, oh, these Amazon workers aren't getting paid enough, they work in warehouses. You can
Right.
only pay them so much because they're relatively easy to replace.
The
Now, the
uniqueness
managers
in your
are harder
skill
to
set.
the managers are hard to replace.
Yeah.
And you think you could just replace Jeff Bezos? Think you
Yeah.
could just take him out and put another CEO in his place? You
Right.
saw what happened when Steve Jobs left Apple. When they
Right.
replaced him with the dude from Pepsi.
Yeah.
Didn't work out so well.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Certain people, I feel like you can't just take Vlad out of Vlad TV and throw another guy in there,
Indeed.
and think that it's going to run the same way. We've had 11 years of growth
Yeah.
because I'm neurotic about what I do.
How you move.
You see what I'm saying? And the same thing with you. Like,
Yeah.
the fact that you're taking on a full-time job after having 10 other jobs.
Right.
Most people who are already rich are not going to do that.
Right.
You are pushing yourself beyond the limits of most human beings, and therefore you're compensated
Right.
for that, both
Right.
now and in the future.
Right.
You
No, I can
have
see
a
that.
unique ability that people around you just don't have, which is why you're compensated the way you are.
I say I rock with that. Long as we're not saying the greatest, just a unique skill set. I like that. I'm actually even
You don't
involved
have
with
to be the greatest. You could just be great.
Yeah, your unique skill set determines your salary.
Yes. And
If
the
you're
same
the
thing,
only one that can do this, you're gonna get paid top dollar.
same thing with the athletes. Yes, certain athletes don't make it for various other reasons, but once you look in the league,
Because part of being an athlete is also being able to carry yourself and have the determination
Right.
and be able to play not only the game on the court of the field, but being able to play the
Right.
game outside of it.
yeah, like you look at Iverson, like he was great, but he had so many other issues on the side that stopped him from achieving his complete greatness.
greatness.
Whereas you look at LeBron and he's like tunnel vision.
Locked in.
Jordan, tunnel vision.
Yeah.
A lot of other guys just don't have that.
Right.
To control your desires, to
Right.
control your bad habits, to be focused on various things. Like that's all of a unique skill set because
that's
most
even-
people will
yeah.
fuck it off.
And then it's growth too to get to that point. Like even that's the definition of Zen is like the ultimate focus. You know what I mean? Like to be able to tap in to your greatness by only locking in, by only focusing on what's gonna better yourself and your inner God. So I'm gonna go with that. Like off top, I was like, ooh, I can't rock with that. But now that we unpacked it, I can roll with you.
You have to be able to do something that other people won't do or can't do.
On a high level. On the highest level.
On the highest level.
Yeah.
Nobody could sing like Chris Brown.
Right.
So even with all the problems that he had along the way,
one of the greatest entertainers
people
ever
still
do
fuck with him hard body.
Yeah.
Now, did the problems keep him from reaching a Michael Jackson level?
Right.
I think so.
I think
so.
I honestly think with Chris, everything that he's gone through is part of his greatness. Is going to be part of his legacy.
I feel you.
Because think about all of the other guys that came up during his time that didn't have to go through what he went through. This man went through all of that and persevered. And he went through the fire and came out a diamond. You know what I'm saying? Like and he's on the other side of it now where I feel like he's aware of it and he's so dialed in to where he knows what his legacy can actually become. And if he didn't go through all that stuff, he might have just been another R&B singer that, we liked him, he's a great dancer. But think about all of the shit that he went through and then made it through. Like that he can now, that's part of his art. He can now recall back to those moments. Like when we sit back and, we do the retrospective of Chris Brown, we're gonna be able to tell a dynamic story. When another artist that was out in the early 2000s, they had 2 or 3 albums and we didn't really know that much about them. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And they just as talented, sing, dance, and the list goes on. I can start naming several of them that were right there on tour with Chris or, beforehand, but we're not gonna talk about him like we talk about Chris because he's created such a legacy and overcome so many obstacles.
Yep.